Slowly and gently, start your journey back to this physical awareness. The one that teaches you lessons. The one that helps you know who you are. Come back to your physical body and open your eyes with a gentle smile on your face. Hello everyone, I hope you had a beautiful short meditation today. And I hope you all are here with me. And I welcome all the new Beam family members because I see so many new members here today. So I welcome all of you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful journey with the Beam family. Okay, so I am assuming and presuming that right now you all are with me. So today's session is going to be very exciting because there's so many times I have been asked this question that, how do we cut the cords? And being the meditators, it is very important for us to cut the cords the right way. So what I've done is I have divided this session in two parts. Part one is going to be today, and part two is going to be next Friday, where we are actually going to cut the cords. Why not today? Because before cutting your cords, I want to give you information about why do we do that. Because before plunging into something, before doing something, we should always be aware that why are we doing this? You should have the reasons that why are you doing a particular activity in your life. So before we cut the cords in the next session, so we are going to get the information, what are cords, why do we create cords, how do we create cords. So this is the session, today's session all about. So friends, I know you all are aware of the cords, and you all know that cords are invisible energy links that we create. But what we are not aware of is at what level do we create these energy links. So whenever the cords are created, they are created on different levels. Number one, we create cords with people, that is the living or deceased, means people who are here with us and the people who are not here in the physical body with us. We create cords with them. Number two, we create cords with the pets, our animal companions who have been there with us in the past incarnations or here today. Number three, we create cords with the thought forms. Yes, we create cords with our thought forms. Number four, we create cords with the objects. And when I tell about, or when I say the objects, objects mean anything. It can be your laptop, it can be a home, it can be your car, it can be anything. We create cords with them. Then the fifth, that is last but not the least, we create cords with something that is abstract, which is your goal, your desire, your need, your aspirations. We create cords with them too. So at 5 levels, we create the cords, and we keep creating these cords unless and until we start cutting or we start taking care of these cords in a right way. Now, what happens is most of the cords that we create are actually, they get dissolved with time. because they're temporary. But there are certain cords which are persistently there, which are there with us, which needs our attention. So what happens is, when we talk about the cords, basically they can be friends of any number, any size, any texture. So when I was, talking to people, especially those people who are psychic, especially those people who are meditators and who can psychically see and touch and feel and heal these cords. When I was just discussing that with them, there's so many people who can see. In fact, there's a possibility that you can also see these cords. So like, I can feel these cords. So can you do that? Because once you know that how to do it, you will be able to do it. So what happens is that when we talk about these cords, there are some people who feel that these cords are like fleshy umbilical cords. Some people experience them or feel that they are like maybe the trunk of a tree or the roots of the tree. Some people feel that they are like hooks and the tentacles which are intertwining or entwining their bodies or the organs. So when we talk about cords, there are different experiences that people have, but cords have a tendency to either completely cover our bodies or a specific organ or a chakra, and that is how our life goes haywire. So okay, so now I'm going to tell you about the colors of the cords. So there are two usually persistent colors that are going to be there. So one is a jet black color and the other one is dark brown color. So if you see a jet black color, you have to see that what sort of an energy is there inside that jet black cord. Is it fleshy? Is it alive? Because if you see that there is energy going inside that cord, that means the cord is still alive. That means the issue that you have with your friend or relative or family member that has created the cord is still there. But if the cord is dark brown in color or lightish brown in color and it's brittle, that means that cord is dead. That means that issue is no longer there and the cord is not posing any kind of a harm to you. So these are the things that we see. There's another thing that I want to tell you as far as the cord is concerned, is that, which is very important, is to look at the direction. When I say direction, what I mean is in which direction the energy of the cord is moving. Is it moving from you to the other person? Is it moving from the other person to you? Or is it equally distributed in both the directions? So you have to see, you have to feel those cords. You have to see basically the directions of these cords. Now the question is, see, there are so many cords that I can talk about. But what I'm doing here today in a capsulated way, in a very summarized way, I'm going to bring about certain important things that we as meditators must know, you as meditators must know, so that you will be able to cut the cords, which probably you might not be doing in the past. Now, there are different kind of cords. So today I'm going to talk about the positive cord and the negative cord. How do we create it? And why do we create it? And what is to be done as far as these cords are concerned. Now, when we talk about the positive cord, there is one positive cord that everybody has. Probably you're going to, in fact, even see or feel that cord in some time when you become a parent. So this cord is between the parents and the baby. Now, why is this cord created? It is because you might have seen when the babies are born, they are not able to connect with us that way. They're not able to express their emotions. They're not able to express anything. They're not able to tell you how they're feeling. So that is basically the way they connect with us and they tell us what do they need. That is why that cord is created between the parents and the child. So in fact, here most of us are mothers, and we have gone through that stage where where we have given birth to our children. So at that time you might have also experienced that when we are lactating, at that time the mother gets a very eerie feeling if the baby is hungry, and if the mother is not there with the baby, maybe the mother is in some other room or maybe some other area and the baby is at home, the baby is hungry. And what happens is we start feeling that pang, we start feeling that pain, the way as if the baby is crying for the food or the milk, and the mother just rushes there and sees that, oh god, my baby wants this, and we feed that baby. Similarly, fathers or the parents, whenever whenever the child is in need of something, even if the child is far away from us, we still get to know about this. It is all because of this cord that is created between the heart cords of the baby and us, that is the parent. But to tell you the truth, this cord is till the 5 years of age. After that, till the year of 7 years, this cord completely dissolves because the child becomes very independent. So when the child starts expressing the emotions and the feelings, slowly and gradually, this cord starts dissolving. But this cord is going to be there till the adulthood in two circumstances. Number one, if the parents are controlling in nature. If the parents want to control the life of a child or vice versa, then this cord will be created between the solar plexus of both the parties. That is the solar plexus of the parents and the solar plexus of the baby or the child. Second circumstance in which the cord is created is with the sacral chakra. And when it is created when there is a problem, there is a history of verbal and physical abuse between the parents and the child. These are the cords that have to pay attention to, because if these cords are not going in, from your body or from your life, then these cords are going to create a lot of issues and problems in your life. So these cords are there. So I will not say that these are the positive cords. What I'm trying to say is we create these positive cords. We create these kind of cords, with the babies. When the creation starts, we start creating those cords also. Now, if these kind of loving cords that we have, as far as the heart chakra is concerned, we can have it with our families, we can have it with our relatives, we can have it with our friends, we can have it with anybody. But if you want to strengthen this bond, what you can do is you can just put the energy, that is the loving energy, into the cord to strengthen the bond of that particular relationship. But there is a word of caution here. If at all the other person is not willing to make or create a peaceful relationship with you, if the other person is not willing to be a part of you, if the other person does not want to be in your life, then you cannot put any loving energy into that cord, because otherwise it will amount to a psychic attack on that person. Because the cord becomes more manipulative and devious in nature, because you have an agenda behind it. So you cannot, or we cannot, make those heart cords with those people who do not want us to be in their lives. I hope I'm making sense, and I hope it is not too confusing. If it is, then after the session, you can just ask me again. I'll repeat that, whatever you have not been able to comprehend. So another positive cord that we all create, especially because we know about our astral bodies, we know about our other bodies. As meditators, we have read so much about it. So another positive cord that we create is between the physical body and the astral bodies that we have. And it is because of this silver thin cord that we have created with ourselves and the astral bodies, is because of this that we are able to travel out. from our physical bodies to different dimensions, to different places. And that is why, it is because of this cord that we travel and we come back safely without any detrimental effect on our body. It is because of this cord that we have with our astral bodies. So this is also another kind of a positive cord that we all create. This is one of the positive cords. Now, I'm going to talk about the negative cords, because this is what creates a lot of issues and a lot of problems in our lives, which also amounts to psychic attacks that we always call, what is a psychic attack? Psychic attack is that. So how do we do that? What are the negative cords? How do we create these negative cords? So friends, what happens is negative cords are of two types. One is an intentional negative cord that we create. The other one is unintentional negative cord. Okay, I'll give you first an example of an unintentional negative cord, how we create that. Now, I am going into the party. I'm looking, wow, I'm looking smashing. I'm looking, wow, I'm looking ravishing. I'm there in the party. I'm just sitting with the friends. And all of a sudden, a lady enters, or anybody enters and starts looking at me. And she looks at me, she starts comparing herself with me. And she says, oh my God, she's looking so good. Why am I not looking so good? Now here, she is trying to see her limitations here, but she's trying to create a negative cord with me, because she's feeling a little jealous also over here. But her intent is not jealousy. Her intent is not to harm me, but she's just looking at me, not in admiration, but there's a little bit of tint of jealousy that is involved in it. And she's looking at me and she's saying, why am I not like her? Now, there is a negative cord that is connected between me and her. I am not aware of that she has created, but she has created with me the negative cord, even if I don't want that, but still it is created with me, because the negative cords are created if you focus on one person, if you focus your energies on one person for just a few seconds. So if she's focusing her energies on me for just few seconds with those thoughts in her head, she will create a negative cord with me, which I'm not aware of. Now, this is an unintentional negative cord. Now comes the intentional negative cord. Intentional negative cords are the most dangerous and most persistent of the cords that you can ever have, because they are very difficult to remove. In the intentional negative cord, why are these difficult to remove? Is because there is a hidden agenda of that person. The person wants to harm you. The person wants to control your life. The person wants that the other person whom he doesn't like should not be prospering. So, or probably the person does not like the way you think and talk. So, these are kind of intentional negative cords that these people create, because they have a hidden agenda. They want to harm the other person. They want that, okay, this person should just not have a good life. It's like, they have a feeling of aversion that, no, I don't want to see her prosper at all. When this kind of a hatred, a lot of bitterness is there inside of somebody, and if that person starts focusing that energy on one person, the negative cord is created. And this negative cord is really, really very, very bad for the person with whom the cord is being created. I've had so many experiences, trust me, in these 11 years, as far as these negative cords are concerned, because, and especially whenever I used to take the sessions, before that, there used to be a psychic attack on me. Either I used to have a pounding headache, or I used to just go nauseate. I mean, it was, there was so much of nausea that I used to feel. Or after 1 or 2 days, I used to just go on the bed and have fever. So many attacks used to happen. So another type of, negative cords that we create is, at the end of any kind of a relationship. You might have seen that, there are people who are in a relationship, in a toxic relationship, and even if they come out of that relationship, they still are not able to move on. It is why because they are still corded with their partners. Their energies are still there in their aura. Their energies are still there, and that is the reason why they are not able to move on in life, because they are not able to cut that cord, and they cannot move on because they keep thinking about that person. They keep focusing their energies on that person. So whenever there is a relationship, there is a break in a relationship, be it a divorce or be it any kind of a thing, any break in a relationship, there's so many people who just get so depressed. They get so upset about so many things. It's because energetically, even if physically they want to move on, but energetically, the in the aura, that person is still there, and because the cord is not cut, they cannot move on. Another type of negative cord, I will not say a negative, but I would say that, yeah, kind of a negative thing, which I would say it might not come into the category of negative, is when there is a trauma in your life, any accident, maybe some kind of an abuse is there, or maybe some molestation has happened, maybe an abortion, or maybe something that has happened in your life in your past. Or maybe you are just shifting from your base from one place to another, and you're leaving your friends, you're leaving your relatives there, and you're going to a completely new house. So what happens is a fragment of your soul stays in that situation, and that cord is corded with it. So when these type of cords happen, there is a process called soul retrieval that happens through the past life regression, or otherwise also it can happen through meditation. When we are in the alpha state, we can just go there, we can heal ourselves, we can retrieve our soul, the fragment of that soul that we have left there, and then we can actually integrate that particular fragment of our soul into our body. This is also one of the negative cords that is there because of certain traumas that we create. Then another kind of negative cord is created with our past lives. So now most of you might have experienced one thing, that sometimes it happens that you meet a person, yeah, and all of a sudden you feel, oh my God, I feel so damn connected with this person. I just want to go sit and talk with that person. I want to just chat. I want to be in this person's life no matter what. And all of a sudden you're asking this question, why am I thinking that way? I don't even know this person, but you have a strong connection. Then on another hand, there is a person, who's sitting there, and you have a lot of aversion towards that person. You don't want to go sit with that person. You just say that, no, I hate sitting with that person. I can't just talk to that person, not even for 1 second. Why it happens? Usually it happens that we are corded with these soul family members that we have, because every incarnation, these soul family members that we have, they keep coming and repeating their own selves in different roles in our life. So probably the person with whom you are having a connection, that person was in the past, and that person was very good to you. You were very good to that person, and you shared a beautiful bond, and you created a positive cord there. And that is the reason why you are here, and you still feel that love for that person. As compared to that, you might have created a negative cord back then in the past life with that person, because that person might have done something wrong with you, and you have had that aversion or hatred or bitterness towards that person. And now in this incarnation, when you get to see that person, you don't feel like sitting with that person at all, because your cords are still connected. Sometimes it's like, we create cords with our own personalities. For example, in this incarnation, suppose there are people who don't want to get married. They want to celibate. They don't want to get married at all, and they just don't want to have a family, and they don't even know why they are not able to get married. Why are they having so much of problem as far as the relationships are concerned? Why is it happening? It's because they have already created the gods in the past. They've created some oaths in the past. They have created a vow in the past, which through which they have created that god with that vow of theirs, and that is the reason why today they are suffering so much. Last but not the least, there's another chord that I'm going to talk about, is when we create these negative chords with our emotions. For example, there's an emotion of jealousy, there's an emotion of love, there is an emotion of desire, there's an emotion of need with somebody. We create the chords. Especially, I have seen this between the parents and the children. Okay, so now the parents and the children, how it's like, sometimes it happens, the parents become very, very dependent on the children. And suppose I'm just giving you an example. If there is a girl who's not getting married, okay, and she is now completely tied her cords with her parents, because now she feels that it's her responsibility to take care of the mother and the father. And the mother and the father, what they are doing is they are not letting her go, because they are feeling that if she goes, we will not be able to live our lives. We will not be able to we will not be comfortable. We will not be able to do anything. So they will not let their daughter go. They will not let the daughter get married, because they are so dependent on her. And the daughter, even if she wants to take care of the parents, still that feeling of hatred and animosity starts developing, which creates again a negative chord. Here, both the parties are going to suffer, because the parents who are creating that kind of a bond, they are not only blocking themselves, but blocking the daughter as well. So now here, what will happen is both of them are going to get stuck in depression, negativity, resentment, and anger towards each other. So these are the kind of chords that we create. Then there are karmic chords, then there are chakra chords, then there are past life chords. There's so many chords that we can talk about. But right now, in nutshell, I have talked about all the chords that we, that we are not aware of, but we still consciously, unconsciously, we keep creating these chords. And after that, when we have certain issues in our lives, when the patterns are repeating in our lives, we always say that, why is this pattern in my life? Why am I not able to move ahead in my life? It is all because of these chords that are here in our bodies, in our astral bodies, with our chakras, with our organs. So this is what the chords is. This is what the chord is. In the next session, that is the next Friday, whenever I'm coming back with, how do you cut the cords? What is the right way of doing it? So I'm going to make you do an exercise, an activity that you're going to do it in front of me here. And then we will get I'll get the responses from you that how, did you cut the cords or not? Because I'm going to tell you what is the right way of cutting the cords. So today, whatever in nutshell I could give, I have provided you. So in case if there is any question, if there is any doubt that you have, you can just raise your questions right now so that I can just clear them. So before we dwell into the part 2 of this session, because I don't want you to have any confusions whatsoever as far as this session is concerned, because the next session is going to be about the activity. So unless and until you are aware of these chords, you will not be able to do the activity part. So I hope it was an informative one. So if there is any question, you're all welcome. Oh my God, I think everybody is just thinking about the chords. How many chords have they created? I think. Thank you, Sapna ji. Thank you so much. Thank you. So right now, I'll request you to talk about the chords, because see, the chords have a lot of impacts on us. Trust me, I've been on that road so many times. So sometimes it's the physical illness, the impact of these chords come in the form of physical illness. Sometimes you feel very ungrounded, sometimes you feel uncentered, sometimes you feel nausea, sometimes you feel as if there is a sensation of pain. And when these negative chords are created, friends, you will always have a pain in your back, you will have a pain in your spine, especially the back and the spine. So whenever these chords are created, so these are the symptoms of that you have created a chord, a negative one. So yes, anybody wants to ask or share? Yes, Farina. Yes.
Hello.
Welcome. Yes.
How are you?
Welcome. I'm good, Farina. Yes.
Um, uh, I want to ask. I take your session in the mid. That's why I can't understand all things what you say about code. But I want to ask one thing. I have mood swings sometime, and other person have mood swings. Uh, it is related to code, or seasonal changes affect my mood too much when
Mm,
it comes uh, weather or rainy weather, sudden change in
mm,
that
mm,
condition. I
mm.
think you can understand.
Yes. Okay, so Farida, when we talk about the mood swings, it has different reasons also. It is not necessary that it is a chord, because when the chords are created, the physical imbalance is there. So it will manifest, like as I said, into a form of kind of an illness, like nausea or headaches or maybe a fever, or you'll feel very dizzy, जिसे चक्कर आना बोलते हैं. Or sometimes it happens that you will be you don't want to talk to anybody, you feel that the energy is being drained out of you, there is nothing left inside of you. That is when the cord is created. Mood swings, they can be because of various reasons, like your hormonal imbalance is there, the moon cycles are there. Because of that also, women also have mood swings because the moon cycle is there. So at that time, so Farina, it is not necessary that mood swings are the result of the cord formation.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Farina. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Anita. Yes, anyone else?
Hello, Sharuji.
Hello,
Sorry, I'm just
G.
out. If you hear the noises around me, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, because I can hear your voice clearly. That's what matters
That's
to
great.
me. So yeah.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for taking this session. Yeah, I was having some questions. Even I
Mhm.
couldn't join from the start, but yeah, I think I will re-listen to the session. And
Mhm.
yeah, of course, even I want to get rid of some chords which I feel are unnecessary. And yeah, I do want to. It's like do not want to stick to them. Yeah, probably I don't know. Like you mentioned, there are some past life karmas or whatever, but they are at the moment I would feel they are unpleasant for my life in this.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I don't find any reason to continue with this unpleasantness. So yeah,
Mm.
looking forward for the next session how I could cut them.
Yes. I'm also going to tell you not only the right way of cutting the cords, but I'll tell you how to take the help of the angels. If you connect with the angels, you can take the help of the light beings and the angels also to cut the cords. Because this is what I do, because this is my go-to thing, because I just invoke the angels and I just do it in a jiffy, because I know before I start for the session, any session that I'm going for, I have to do that. So usually I do that. So yes, so I'll be sharing it with you in the next session. So thank you, Usha ji, for sharing
Thank
this
you
with
so
me.
much,
Yeah,
Sharuji. See
thank you
you
so
next
much.
week.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So Rahat is asking, I haven't heard ever about the chords. Do you think human auras play a major part in creating or recognizing the chords? Yes, because they are in our auras. Yes, through the auras they get connected to our physical body or the astral bodies. So yes, aura plays also a very vital role, because if the auras are weak, if our aura is weak, then it is very, they easily enter into our lives. The chords are easily created. So I remember when I had started meditating, at that time I didn't know anything about the chords. I didn't know anything. But now and then I used to get sick. Number one, it was also because of my frequencies were changing, my vibration was changing as I was talking more and more with the angels. And because of that, I also used to fall a lot sick, and physically there were so many illnesses that were erupting. Sometimes it happens that when the auras are weak, the aura is weak, these negative chords are, all of a sudden you are more prone to making these chords, which I used to do initially when I started meditating. But when the meditation started, I started intensely doing the meditation, and my aura started becoming very strong. So today, if you ask me, then I will say that my aura is so strong, and because it is being shielded by the angels, there is nothing that can come across to me. And moreover, it's here also the affirmations that I create, the protection that I give to myself, all these things help me a lot in getting rid of the chords that are not wanted. So yeah. Yes, Sapna ji, yes.
Hi, Sharuji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session.
Thank you.
It was really great. And yes, I heard about the chords for the first time in my life, and it was really a great insight to know. I just had a few experiences in the past, and I don't know if they are related to this, but whenever we would go for any kind of a get together or a gathering with friends, and have good time with them, and after when we come back, my husband and I would always have a fight. I don't know, for whatever reason, we would always fight at home, and we had such a good time. We would have such a good time, like 4 or 5 hours. But then the end of the day, at the night, I would be, really in a bad mood and thinking like, oh my God, what's the point of having such a good time? And after, at the end of the day, I'm still, not happy, or I'm crying. So is this kind of an experience that tells me that there were any kind of negative chords that were created?
Yes.
And
yes. This is what you were talking about is kind of a psychic attack. It's kind of an evil eye that we say, or in India we call it drishti. So this is kind of an evil eye, or this is kind of a psychic attack that happens because, as I said, that if I give you an example, that I am in the party, I'm looking good, and the other person is there, depends upon how a person is thinking, whether the person is looking at me with admiration or the person is looking at me with jealousy. That is where the chords get connected. That is where the attack happens. So especially the meditators whose the energy, the meditators is little different from the energy of the non-meditators. So what happens, these kind of negative energies, they do attract these people who have got stronger positive energies. Yes. So what happens is, what you're talking about is the psychic attack or the evil eye.
Oh, okay. But then take care of it, or to avoid it, or to not get into these kind of attacks, again, is it something, the cutting of the negative cards, or
yes,
will that help?
Yes, it will help a lot, because it's going to give you a lot of release. It will also help you release those chords. So I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to share with you in the next week. So how to do that. So you'll be able to do that. So once you are able to do that, next time, whenever you go into the party, you can just protect yourself before you enter. You can give protection to your relationship, not just you, but your relationship that you share with your husband. So you can just protect yourself and go out and then have fun. You will not be harmed.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Sharuji. I'm so looking forward to the next session.
Thank you. Thank you, Sapna ji. Thank you. Shukriya. Thank you so much. Okay, so anybody else? Yes, Sumati ji.
Hi, Sharuji.
Hanji, Sumiti ji, how are you?
I'm sorry that my
No,
internet.
no, I'm not supposed to say how are you. How are things? Yes, that's what Patriji says, that we as meditators should not ask how are you. आप
Things
कैसे
are
है नहीं
fine.
बोलना है. हाँ, बोलना चाहिए कि सब कैसा चल रहा है. How is everything? So that's what Patriji says. So no,
Everything's fine.
no, how are you?
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, Sharuji. Thank you for another. Can you hear me? I'm sorry because
Yes, yes.
I keep getting my internet connection is not brilliant. Thank you so
No,
much.
no, I can hear you absolutely clearly. Yes.
I'm aware of this cord cutting because my sister actually keeps talking about this, and I think she practices this. She just vouches by this. My query is with regards to when one of the ladies were asking you about the how about the psychic attack. You have mentioned that meditators would tend to attract this. I'm quite intrigued. I was under the impression because we are meditating and we are able to a shell around us, like a nutmeg. We can sort of protect. Intrigued that you say that we are able to attract. So you mean to say that one who's not meditating will not attract the negative energy or will attract less?
Yes, the person who does not is not a meditator as compared to a meditator will not attract much, because the meditators, they have positive energies, and the negativity always attracts the positivity because they just want to slip into the positive thing, because they just get attracted towards whatever is positive because they want to just take away that positive thing from you. So that is the reason why. And ironically, the meditators, because we keep meditating a lot, we keep strengthening our auras a lot. So ironically, these negative things, although they can affect us, but not to that extent to which it can affect the non-meditator. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it will not have that kind of an impact on us. It will have an impact because these energies are really strong, because these are energies that we are talking about. And but we will be able to come out of it. But as compared to that, if there is somebody who's a non-meditator, on that person, the impact will be much more. They might not attract it, but if somebody is there with that kind of a cord, who's creating that cord intentionally, then they will be more impacted as compared to the meditators.
So it does make sense. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the fact that we are able to see through things, and because we have the positive aura, henceforth we are attracting the negative aura. And that's the reason why I could be with my husband or kids. I can pick up things and they don't pick up the things.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. As I said, Sumati ji, that from the day I started meditating, I've had so many psychic attacks. But the day I started strengthening my aura slowly and gradually, today, if you are going to ask me, then my aura is strong, because meditation has made my aura very strong. Now, even if there is a negative attack or there is an energy that is there, I know that my physical body or my other bodies are going to take care of it. And the angels are going to be there to shield me and protect me. So it does not have so much of impact. Earlier, it used to happen that I used to be on the bed for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days without even having the reason that why I used to be not well. So the reports used to be good, everything used to be good, but I used to be sick. I used to be on the bed for 4, 5 days. So number one, when I talked to the angels, the reason that they gave me was, one, because my frequencies were changing, my vibrations were changing, because I was constantly in touch with the light beings. Secondly, because of the sessions that I was taking, there was so much of energies that were coming, and there was so much of negativity that I was also attracting during that time. So that was also one of the reasons. So there are two reasons.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much. It makes sense.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sumati. Thank you so
And
much.
also, I would like to add, I mean, I've been into meditation only since Jan, but before that, I'm a very religious person and I'm a very strong-minded person. And I do not go what the doctors would say or anything. I believe in willpower. So it's a culmination of all this. So without knowing meditation, I would believe on myself and I would be so religious to feel that this is it, nothing's going to harm me. I can overcome this. But again, like you say, it's succumbing to it, isn't it? So when you succumb to it, you
Yes.
are then vulnerable. That
Yes.
negativity is exacerbated and could engulf you.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you, Ji.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sumati ji. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else who wants to add, wants to share anything, ask anything, please go ahead. If there's anything you want to share and ask.
G, I want to tell you one more thing, just share a small thing.
Yes.
One
Yes.
of my very close German friend. Oh, I'm sorry. I see a. Sorry, did I butt in? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay, Samati ji. Yes, you can continue.
Oh, Madhuram Ji.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this German practices homeopathy, and I'm not one for allopathy. I'm more of natural treatment, and I did sort of only use homeopathy kit. She used to say, in association to this cord cutting similarity, she would then say, this is decades back, she said, just take an axe and cut it, chop it.
Yes.
I thought, oh my God, that's quite brutal, you know. And, probably it manifested from the cord cutting concept, and then it sort of infiltrated, and you know, and they said that if that was negative, just take an axe and chop it, cut it into
Absolutely.
pieces. But then, you know,
Absolutely.
assuming you are uncomfortable with A, imagine taking an axe and cutting A. I thought that was so brutal. That was so physical. I thought, yikes, I wouldn't do that. I'm just sharing it with you. Yeah, I think a lot of manifestation takes place from the core belief. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sumati ji. Thank you. Yes, Ram Garu, Madhu Garu. Yes.
Yes, Sharoo Garu.
Yes, Ram Garu. Yes. So happy to see you here.
So happy to be here, you know.
Thank you.
I could not be from the beginning, the last 10 minutes. But yes, it seems very interesting topic. I will go through YouTube. So yeah, wonderful topic. I never heard about this. I never heard about these chords. So sounds interesting.
Yeah. So these chords actually can actually, sometimes it happens that it can create a lot of havoc in your life. And sometimes they and the positive chords that I was talking about, they are so loving. You can, in fact, even strengthen the bond with the other person, other relatives, other family, and the friends by just sending the loving energies from your heart chord to the other person's heart chord, and you can just strengthen that bond. So it's a very beautiful thing. If we start visualizing, if we start doing all these things, it really brings so much of peace in a relationship. The relationship that is having a rocky time. So yes, the chords are amazing. I mean, the only thing is that you need to psychically see and touch and feel them, and you can also heal these chords and you can cut these chords. So
interesting. Thank you. Thank you for this new wisdom that I heard today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramgar. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Yes, Bharati ji. Yes.
Hi, thank you so much for this session. But what happened is during starting of meditation, I think I dozed off in meditation. So I think I missed a little bit part of introduction or whatever. So do you means how do you cut this negative chords? Means with only specific people, or you just generally cut, or is there in the video? I'll just watch the video.
I'm going to do that in the next session, Bharati ji. So it is I'll be telling you step by step how to do and how to cut the cords in a right way, what you have to visualize, how you have to do it. And I'm also going to share with you how you can take the help of the angels to cut it. So, these are the two things that I'm going to share with you in the next session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bharati ji. Thank you so much. So I hope the information was interesting for you, and I hope in the next session I'll be able to see you, because it is a continuation, and there are many more topics that I'm going to cover in the next few weeks, and they're going to be interesting, and one of them is karma. So I'm going to come with this subject again, and I hope that all of you will attend all the sessions that are being conducted by the Beam family, because all the sessions are very valuable. We are learning from you, and you are teaching me, and I'm sharing with you. So both of us are learning. So right now, I gave, when I was giving this, when I was asking angels, what do I have to share? So they talked about the chords. So that means this is one of the things that most of the people want to know, what chords are. And that is why they brought this topic in my head. They put this in my head that, Sharoo, you have to talk about chords now. So it's high time you talk about that. So I'm happy that I could do that today. And I'm hopeful that this was an informative session for all of you. So before we leave, there is a song that is going to be there. Yes, Payal. The YouTube link is on Beam Family, Beam Family, Beam Meditation. So you can go to Beam Meditation. You can subscribe that channel. So all the sessions, the recordings are all there. So all the recordings are going to be there of all the sessions, whatever every day the sessions are happening on this platform, on Beam Meditation Family platform. So it is all going to be there on that channel. So yes, and Madhugaru has also shared with you the link. So let's listen to the song, and after doing this heavy topic, let's listen to something which is very lighter. And thank you, Sirisha. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shukriya. आप लोगों का शुक्रिया, because you come here, you listen to us, and listening is one of the main virtues that everybody doesn't have. So I am grateful that you listen to me, you give me your ears, and you are here listening to me. So I am thankful. Shukriya मेरी तरफ से आप लोगों को. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rahat. Thank you so much. शुक्रिया आपका, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. So please don't go anywhere, because there is a song that is going to be played, and this song is going to really be a beautiful one. So for the YouTube people, so the song is going not to be on the YouTube, it is not going to be telecast. So please come here on the Zoom link if you want to hear the music. Thank you, Sarita ji. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Madhugaru.